여러분 안녕하세요. 지니 선생님입니다. I am very excited today. You know why? Because we can finally make Korean sentences. To make a Korean sentence is really easy. First of all, let's talk about the nature of Korean nouns a little bit. Unlike English, there are no plural for Korean nouns. This is another feature that makes Korean easy to learn. 책상, for example, could be one or more than one. Then, how do you know? You know it from the context. When you say, 책상 많아요, because 많아요 means to be a lot. Of course, it means plural, right? Another characteristic of Korean nouns that differs from English is that no gender difference exists except for family or relatives members. In English, we have he, she, actor, actress, hero, heroine, nephew, niece, and the list goes on. But for Korean language, we do not have to worry about them. Basically, there are no gender differences for nouns. For example, for actor or actress, it is 배우 in Korean. For hero or heroine, it is 영웅 in Korean. Now, let's make a Korean sentence. We all know that a verb comes last in a Korean sentence, and there is no particular order for other words as long as the verb comes last. Applying these two features, we can make Korean sentences using verbs and nouns. I want to say that I am eating bread. We know that to eat is 먹어요 in Korean. If you don't know the word bread in Korean yet, why don't you say it in English? Then the sentence becomes bread 먹어요. I am eating bread, or I eat bread. How about using a word 가요? If you want to say I'm going home, then 집 가요. Going to the mall, mall 가요. Going to the school, 학교 가요. Fun, huh? If someone asks you what you're studying, you can say 한국어 공부해요 or 영어 공부해요. Then how would you say my mom is working? Mom is 엄마 in Korean. And to say to work is 일하다. You can say 엄마 일해요 using 아요, 어요, 해요 form. If you want to say my dad is working, you can say 아빠 일해요. How about 지니 선생님 is teaching Korean? You can say 지니 선생님 한국어 가르쳐요. Of course, you can say 한국어 지니 선생님 가르쳐요. But let's make a rule to place the subject first. So it becomes 지니 선생님 한국어 가르쳐요. Now let's practice a few sentences. 엄마 밥 먹어요. 아빠 빵 먹어요. 나는 라디오 들어요. 친구 한국어 공부해요. Now, take a look at the following sentences. 한국어 공부해요. 책 읽어요. 빵 먹어요. Notice that each of the above sentences does not have a subject. Then who is studying the Korean language? If there is no subject in a sentence, the speaker will be the subject. Therefore, it is, I study Korean. If it is an answer to a question and the question was what Paul was studying, the subject will be Paul because both people know whom the sentence is referring to. As you see, it is quite common in a Korean sentence that the subject may not be used when the subject is obvious. I hope you find it easy to make Korean sentences. Be sure to make as many Korean sentences as possible to improve your Korean. 다음에 봐요.